whiteboard is focused on writing. So what students are going to do is they are going to pick Flipgrid, infographics, or Google Slides to demonstrate the writing process. So again, students are going to demonstrate by creating a Flipgrid video. Maybe this is a screencast, or students are using the whiteboard to explain the writing process. The next idea is using like an infographic and providing different graphics and examples in this like quick poster. The third idea is using Google Slides. So it might be a slides presentation. It could also maybe be some activities built in, or like a Pear Deck. Students could also pair that with Pear Deck. So students will have a choice in how they're going to teach tiny humans or younger students the writing process. If they master this and excel at these three activities, then they move to the Aspire to Do, where they actually teach these tiny humans the writing process. And we kind of have broken up this process into three different steps. So the first step is younger students would write out their essays using probably Google Docs, maybe Google Slides, depending on what part of the writing process they're in. If they still have graphic organizer and that kind of stuff and they need to use that, they might be on a Google slide. But if they're at towards the end and they have all those scaffolds kind of removed, they might be in that Google document. Once they do that, they're going to share it with their older buddy. And it has to be approved by the teacher. So they're going to get it approved by their teacher, and they're going to share it with their buddy. Once it's shared with that buddy, that older student is going to prepare their mini lesson and get their feedback ready. So they're going to read that student's work and decide, okay, what mini lesson does this student need? Do they need help with transition words? Do they need help with using a word over and over again, maybe coming up with some different vocabulary? Do they need help with providing evidence in their text? Do they need help restating the question? Okay, so really breaking down and looking at their multi-paragraph or their essay and deciding what kind of mini lesson they need to provide for their younger student. Then step 2 is the teacher is going to set up a Google Meet. Every single student will join. And once those students join, then they're going to move to breakout rooms. And then it's going to be that one-on-one or small group conference with the younger students. Also with the breakout rooms, you might be able to do this in person depending on where you are kind of located in the district. But again, if not, Google Meet would work as well. Everybody joins, and then you could make the other teacher a co-host, and then you guys can break the students into their rooms, and you can kind of travel throughout the rooms to see how students are doing. Step 3 is giving feedback for students. So talking about how to give feedback when it comes to writing and what language students need to use. So again, kind of reviewing that with students before doing the meet. And I'm actually going to switch these because that does not make sense. But giving feedback, so teaching that to students, but they're also going to kind of give that feedback. But the how-to should be kind of done in step 1, but they are going to give that feedback. So actually, I'm going to leave that there. I know why I did that. So again, keeping this here, and then they're going to give their feedback to their student. I would go over how to give feedback a lot sooner than this last step, but I'm going to try to link a resource in here that can kind of help students when they're giving feedback to other students.